Hello, student organization leaders. Welcome to the RSO Guide to Hosting Events video. In this video, we'll talk about the use of university facilities, reserving spaces, relevant university policies, showing movies on campus, and off-campus events and travel. So, RSOs have the ability to reserve university facilities for free or at a reduced rate. University has many facilities available across campus for tabling, meetings, small and large events, and more. So event costs. When reserving spaces on campus, it is the responsibility of the RSO to bear related costs for the event. This includes facility and equipment rental, grounds, custodial services, any damages that might occur, maybe additional security, insurance. So RSOs are encouraged to ask questions about cost up front and make a plan to make payments on time. So when you reserve a space, typically the venue will provide you with a quote and talk about various costs that might be associated with hosting your event. So it's important to ask questions up front and make a plan to pay on time. Reservable spaces. So RSOs have many outlets to reserve space across campus. This includes University Registrar Scheduling Office, the Student Union, Housing and Residential Education, and Stadium and Event Services. So through the University Registrar Scheduling Office, RSOs can reserve spaces in academic buildings and on university grounds for events and initiatives. This includes Library Plaza, which is a popular tabling space. Please note that RSOs may need to provide or rent their own equipment when reserving tabling events on university grounds. In the Student Union, there's many spaces available for RSOs to host meetings, events, tabling, initiatives, and more. The union typically provides RSOs with tables and chairs for tabling events within the union. Housing and Residential Education also has conference spaces, meeting spaces, and tabling spaces available to RSOs. Stadium and Arena Event Services has several spaces to reserve for events and meetings, but they also have equipment available for RSOs to rent. This includes tables and chairs for tabling events across campus. So if you're hosting an event, say in Library Plaza, which would be through the University Scheduling Office, they may tell you that you need to provide or rent your own equipment through Stadium and Arena Event Services. So you'd work with Stadium and Arena Event Services to rent some equipment and have it delivered to your event. Additional university facilities that are available to student organizations include the University Guest House and Conference Center, the Alumni House, and the Utah Museum of Fine Arts. So university policies include insurance. So if your RSO is planning to host a high-risk activity, please contact our office and the University Scheduling Office to determine if your RSO will be required to provide liability insurance for your on-campus event. Please note that the student code prohibits the use, possession, or distribution of alcoholic beverages of any type on university premises except as permitted by law and university regulations. Also note that gambling is illegal in the state of Utah, and therefore it's prohibited on university property. Sound amplification devices are often allowed on campus without a permit and are subject to restrictions related to noise level and certain times and locations for which quiet is especially important. RSOs can review University Rule 1-007A for more information. Event and program sponsorship. So RSOs should not claim to speak on behalf of the university when they're hosting events, with a little caveat that sponsored RSOs are considered part of the university, and so you should consult with your advisor to ensure that your events and programs align with both the department and the university's mission. Third-party organizations may contribute to an RSO's event or activity, but the RSO must be the primary organizer for the event. Food and beverages. So when you're planning an event, you should reach out to the building manager or reservation coordinator at each venue to find more information about the venue's catering policy. Generally, RSO should coordinate catering through university dining services for on-campus events. Some venues may allow prepackaged, individually wrapped snacks at events or pizza from an off-campus establishment after a certain time. RSO should always ask each venue about their specific catering policy. When hosting an event with food that is open to the public, your RSO may need to obtain a food handler's permit and/or a temporary food event permit. Obtaining these permits is required by the Salt Lake County Health Department and applies to public events both on and off campus within Salt Lake County. Ordering catering through university dining services can help eliminate the need to obtain these permits. And again, ask the venue what permits you might need to obtain to serve food at your event. If you want to show movies on campus, you must secure temporary public viewing rights in order to show movies or other copyrighted material publicly. It is unlawful to use Netflix or other streaming services to stream movies or TV shows publicly. You may host private events with a small group of your members to watch movies or TV shows without securing public viewing rights. Otherwise, to secure temporary public viewing rights, you need to contact the owner of the film rights or a third-party agency that is licensed to sell you the temporary viewing rights. RSOs are encouraged to utilize resources available at the Marriott Library. Through the library, RSOs can show select movies, documentaries, and TV shows publicly. The Marriott Library also has a list of third-party agencies who can sell RSOs temporary public viewing rights for movies, TV shows, things like that. Please note that you can request ASUU funding to help offset the cost of purchasing temporary public viewing rights. You can find more information on the Marriott Library's website. For off-campus events and travel, RSOs may host events both on and off campus as they so choose. Affiliated and registered student organizations are responsible for conducting their own business off campus in a safe and legal manner. Affiliated and registered student orgs should not claim to represent the university when signing any contracts for off-campus events. This could be for catering, for other vendors, for reserving space. Just make sure that the vendors understand that you're not representing the university. Sponsored student organizations should work with their advisor and their sponsoring department when planning events off campus to ensure that you're following relevant university policy. Sponsored RSOs must work with their advisor and have a designated university department employee sign all contracts. When traveling for sport clubs, organizations should always follow sport club policies and guidelines provided by Campus Recreation Services. So, to recap, there are lots of spaces available for RSOs both on and off campus. Make sure to plan ahead, reserve your space in advance, and pay attention to relevant university policies regarding serving food, equipment rental, sound amplification, etc. And of course, ask questions. Here is all of our contact information. Here's our website, leadership.utah.edu, our Instagram and Facebook handles. Here's our student organization's email address and phone number. We're also located in Student Union, Suite 234, so please let us know how we can help.